Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 werewolves caught on camera. So we all think that werewolves are fictional, but sometimes paranormal videos of what seem to be real werewolves are captured. Are these creatures really werewolves or something else? Check them out and let me know. But first, be sure to subscribe and why not press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have Brazilian werewolf. So, as you'll learn later on in this list, Brazil is a hotspot for werewolf sightings. Well, one day in Brazil, after months of reported werewolf sightings, one was caught on camera. It was caught by a surveillance camera in a guy's backyard. The guy is known in his Brazilian town as Pingu, and he was totally stunned when he saw what appears to be a werewolf on his CCTV. The footage shows his garden normally at night, but then all of a sudden a ginormous black creature appears out of nowhere. The creature moves around like some kind of dog, but it's clearly way too big to be a dog. Others have said it could be a crazy human being, but by the looks of its face, it's not. This animal seems way too big to be any kind of regular animal out in the wild. And although Brazil does have some exotic wildlife, there's nothing like this. Check out the video and let me know what you think this could be. Is it a werewolf or something less scary? It would be cool if it was a werewolf, but for Pingu and Brazil's safety, I hope it's not. Next up is backyard werewolf. So this is another video taken in somebody's backyard. However, this time it's in Florida, USA. A woman reportedly heard something strange in her backyard. That was when she looked out of the window and saw something odd in the bushes. She grabbed her camcorder and started recording. But as she walked out to see what it was, she couldn't identify it at all. As you can see, a black creature appears to be staring right at her with glowing eyes. It's not clear what this is and has led many people to think it's a werewolf. This would make sense, as people who claim to have seen werewolves say they have glowing eyes. The strange thing is, this was taken in Florida, where there's not too many exotic animals, unless you count alligators in swimming pools. But seriously, it seems very strange that nobody was able to identify this despite it being in Florida in a suburban area. Can you guys tell what this is? This clip has baffled the woman who filmed it, me, and millions of others who've seen it. But check it out and let me know what you think it is. Is it a werewolf or something else? Next up is vlog werewolf. So we've seen werewolves captured on regular videos and also on surveillance cameras. But one guy actually caught a werewolf while filming a vlog. The guy starts off saying he's making a quick update video. He's sitting in his car and all of a sudden you can see him look out of the window. Without speaking, he then quickly turns his camera around. A large, unexplained creature then runs up to his car on all fours. However, the creature appears to be jumping unlike any other animal. The man then says, "What is that?" and begins cursing. You can tell the guy's already kind of scared, but here's the terrifying part. The creature begins to pounce on his car and bang into it many times. The guy then makes some scared noises and we can only assume the creature ran off. Luckily the guy appears to be okay as he quickly ended the recording after this, but the creature's still very strange and unexplained. It's pretty amazing he caught it while vlogging. Now, a few people have said this is fake, but it seems incredibly realistic. The animal clearly isn't a dog or cat or anything that could be trained to do this, and it's also obviously not a human due to the shape. So the question remains, what is this incredibly scary creature? I'm just glad the guy was in a car and not walking on foot, otherwise this could have been a different story. But then again, it would make great vlog footage. We all know that Jake Paul would love to catch a werewolf on his vlog, but this guy did it first, so check it out.
And I just thought I'd make a quick video saying hi and kind of one of the... What is that?
Next up is werewolf follows child. So if werewolves are real, we hope they're not dangerous to humans. Well, this is one case where it appears a werewolf was caught on camera stalking a kid. The video is of a young girl and I assume it's taken by her dad. She is playing by a pond fishing for crabs. The video starts very innocently with her playing with the two crabs. The dad then films her as she puts the crabs back in the pond. However, in the corner of the film you can see something strange approaching them. The dad doesn't notice at first, but he soon realizes the massive creature is heading right for them. He then says, "Whoa, what was that?" and tells his daughter to get out of there. The daughter doesn't see it at all and says, "What do you mean?" But the clip then ends and we can only assume they ran for it. I'm guessing these guys were fine as the clip was uploaded online, but the unexplained thing about this video is, what is that creature? It appears to be incredibly large, perhaps larger than a werewolf. But the main theory online is that it is a real werewolf. According to people who have seen werewolves, they're very good at detecting humans. And this creature appeared to be walking right towards the girl and her dad, so maybe this is a werewolf. How terrified would you be if this thing came running towards you? It kind of reminds me of the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. But tell me in the comments if you think this is a Demogorgon, a werewolf, or something totally different. Next up is Michigan's werewolf. Did you know that Michigan has a long-held legend of a werewolf? This footage is arguably the most famous werewolf caught on camera ever. It was filmed in the Grand Rapids area of the state of Michigan, USA, and the reason why so many people claim it to be real is because it was taken a long time ago before the legends of werewolves really came about. So one day a wife was filming her husband on a jet ski. Out on the lake. She then hears something and turns the camera around. And to her surprise, what appears to be a werewolf is behind her. The werewolf then charges right at her and she runs off. The footage ends as she's running, but luckily she got away from the werewolf. The footage soon became famous in Michigan and then the entire USA. And thanks to many documentaries about werewolves featuring it, it's now famous worldwide. Check it out and let me know if you think it's a real werewolf or something else. But according to many experts on werewolf documentaries, this couldn't have been a bear thanks to its movements. So if you live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, then watch out, a werewolf may be on the loose. Next up is the Werewolf of Wessex Way. So in the UK there's a highway called Wessex Way. It's a very busy highway, and for years at night there's been reportings of werewolves on the road. Well, in 2007 one of these werewolves was caught on camera. As you can see from this surveillance camera clip, a werewolf appears to run across the road. Now, some have said it could be a different animal, but it hasn't been identified. It was somehow able to run across 4 highway lanes in just 5 seconds. This means it would have been going at ridiculous speeds and couldn't have simply been a deer or a bear. Also, this footage was taken in an area of the UK where there's not many wild animals. Really, the only wild animals are deer, and this clearly was not a deer. First off, it was going way too fast, and secondly, it doesn't even look like a deer. Now, some skeptics have claimed this is fake, but people checked with local authorities and they said it was 100% real. So, do you think there really is a werewolf on this English highway? Or do you think it's another strange, unexplained creature? I have no idea what else this could be if not a werewolf, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next up is Brazilian city werewolf. So I already mentioned before that Brazil is a hotspot for werewolf sightings. There are hundreds of werewolf reports to cops every year in Brazil, and the first piece of footage on this list was even a video taken in a backyard of a werewolf in Brazil. Well, this sighting of a werewolf captured by surveillance footage is very strange. That is because the werewolf looks very realistic and is taken in a city center. That's right, this wasn't taken in the country or on a highway, this was in the city where people are. As you can see, a very tall, quintessential werewolf appears to be walking around the city center. Now, it's at night, so there's not many people around and the shops are all closed. But this very mysterious thing was captured on CCTV. The store owner who owns this camera released the footage. So far, nobody knows what this thing is, but some say it's a werewolf. A couple of people said it could be a guy in a costume, but as you can see from the legs, that simply isn't possible. This obviously isn't a human, but is it a werewolf? Let me know what you think. Next up is Asian werewolf. So this clip is very interesting as it's the only clip taken in Asia of a werewolf I could find. I'm not sure what country it is, but they're clearly speaking some kind of oriental language. This was taken by a farmer who noticed something odd out on his field. He thought it could be a wild dog trying to eat his sheep, but when he came outside he realized it was something much more scary. As you can hear in the footage, he's freaking out. He's not sure what this thing is, but it's massive and black. It also has giant glowing eyes, which is the same as the werewolf in Brazil we saw before. However, this werewolf has a very long and strange body. Some have said its movements are similar to an orangutan or gorilla, but there aren't many of them in Asia, and the ones that are there don't hang around in farmers' fields. It's strange that a farmer who's familiar with animals didn't know what this thing was. So what hope does the average Joe have of identifying this animal? If it is an animal, that is, perhaps it's an unknown alien creature. But then again, it is very hairy, so that backs up the theory it's a werewolf. Check out the video and let me know your thoughts.
Hey, vengan a ver esto, boludo, hey. Vengan a ver, boludo, mira lo que es, mira. ¿Qué es lo que es eso, Mira, boludo, mira, boludo, se está preparado, boludo, se está preparado, mira, vení, pasito, mira, boludo, ¿qué es lo que es eso, El Luisón, el Luisón, es el Luisón, ¿qué es lo que es eso, Mira, boludo, mira, porque va a venir, aquí, se paró, aquí, hey, vengan, traigan Coti, vamos a traer a Coti, vamos, nomás, vamos.
Next up is forest werewolf. So one day a guy was walking in a forest. All of a sudden he saw something strange and he pulled out his black magic camera. He was already taking some photographs and videos of the forest, and his batteries were just about to run out when luckily he saw this. He quickly caught it on film before he ran out of battery life. As you can see, some kind of strange creature appears to be hiding in the forest. Now, a few have said this seems like some kind of orangutan or gorilla, kind of like people said about the Asian werewolf before. But this thing definitely is not an orangutan or gorilla, as they simply aren't in this guy's area. The guy who filmed this says he wants to remain anonymous, but he did give a lot of info about the footage. He said it was very spontaneous and that he simply walked off after filming it. It didn't cause him any harm and he doesn't know what the thing was. Now, it appears like it could be some kind of werewolf, and seeing as werewolves are said to hang out in forests, this could be real. It kind of makes the city werewolf from before seem a bit odd. But who knows, is this a werewolf or did the guy find an unidentified creature? Either way, it's an amazing piece of footage, so check it out. Next up is camouflage werewolf. So one day a guy was out walking in the woods. All of a sudden he heard a howl which sounded like a human scream. He ran over to the location to see if anyone needed help, but instead he saw something very creepy staring right at him. As you can see, camouflaged within the wilderness is a werewolf. Or at least what appears to be a werewolf. It's a massive black creature with glowing eyes. It's staring right at him and appears to be breathing pretty heavily. I'm not sure why the guy didn't run off, as I would be terrified if this happened to me. Now, according to many people, werewolves do have human-like screams, so perhaps this guy really did catch a werewolf on camera. It's a shame he didn't capture the scream on camera, but it was the scream that alerted him to this werewolf. Could this be another animal? What do you think? If there's any wildlife experts, let me know. But as far as I can see, this thing seems to be some kind of werewolf or unidentified creature. It's so sinister how it seems to stare right at the guy and appears to be hidden in the wilderness. Who knows if this werewolf knew the guy was filming him or not, but either way, it's amazing footage, so check it out.
Holy crap. Oh my goodness, there's a dog, man. You guys gotta be kidding me. Oh my goodness, that looks like a freaking werewolf. You gotta be kidding me. No, please tell me that's a I'm gonna bark, you guys.
I hope you guys aren't too scared by that. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the scariest video on this list. And if you want something less scary and more crafty, check out my second channel, The Crafty. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment, so click it to have a watch. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.